Om Gyanandamirandasya Gyanandanasraka Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our ISKCON Gula official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss second canto, second chapter, text 36. We have so many important verses in Srimad Bhagavatam. So in our Bhagavatam series, you can find those important verses. Besides that, there are also prayers. We have included it in another very separate video. So beside those things, I am selecting other important verses in this series. So 2 to 36. Tasma sarvat manarajan hari sarvatra sarvada srotabhya kritadavyascha smartabhyo bhavanuna. This verse you find in a little different way, several times repeated. Its meaning is that, O King, it is therefore essential that every human being hear about, glorify, and remember the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, always and everywhere. So, in the purport, Prabhupada Maharaj says that Srila Sukadeva Goswami begins his verse with the word tasmat, or therefore, because in the previous words he has already explained that there is no auspicious means for salvation other than the sublime process of bhakti yoga. In this way, Prabhupada Maharaj has given a long purport. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Sarartha Darshan Tika says, Bhakti yoga jato bhavet. Sorry. Iti atra ratiratman jato bhavet. Iti atra cha jat padabhyam sadhanamaha tasmaditi. This verse describes the sadhan which are mentioned in verse 33 and 34. Since there is no other auspicious path, as mentioned in verse 33, nahyatanya sivapantha, therefore, that means tasmat, one must hear about the Lord. Tasmat can indicate a conclusion to verse 35. So, in this way, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given also a long purport. And Srila Sridhar Swami says, Jat Shrotabhyam iti adi prashnottaram upasangharati tasmaditi. Jat Shrotabhyam. This is the question. First canto 19th chapter. You can refer to our Bhagavad series. Its answer is this. And this is upasangha. This is conclusion. Then I will be speaking on some other important verses. Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 6, text 34. न भारति मे अंग मृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो विषागते न मे सिकानि पतन्ति असत्पथे जन्मे हृदयोत्कण्ठेवता धृतो हरि. O Narada, because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, with great zeal, whatever I say has never proved to have been false, nor is the progress of my mind ever deterred, nor are my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter. The purport of Prabhupada Maharaj says, that Lord Brahma is the original speaker of the Vedic wisdom to Narada, and Narada is the distributor of transcendental knowledge all over the world through his various disciples, like Vyasadeva and others. Lord Brahma is the perfect liberated living being within the matter world, and any sincere student of transcendental knowledge must accept the words and statements of Brahmaji as infallible. In this way, there are also other purports by Sri Prabhupada Maharaj. So, I would like to rather say something about Vishwanath Chakravarti Sarartha Darshan Tika. Nanu tvam amritam kshemabhyam trimurdhva adhi murdhasu vichadina triguna tityaya stripada vibhuti Ninyatam Bruse Tatha. You say that the spiritual world is eternal beyond the three gunas in such verses as Amritam, Khemam, Abhayam, Trimurdni, Adhyayi, Murdhasu, 2619. You have also said that the 1/4 portion, the material world of three gunas, is not false, though it is temporary, being the effect of the external energy, Maya, in such verses as Bilajyamanaya 2513. You also imply that the objects of the material world are real since they are used in sadhana. But others learned in scripture say that this whole universe is illusory, since it is a play of the mind, and that the existence of the Lord is temporary, since it has only secondary qualities of existence. What to speak of his abode of three portions? Should I believe your words or theirs? So Narad Muni is not saying this question, but he is thinking in his mind. That's why Brahma says this verse. Siddhar Swami in his purport says, Jad uktam etavatam jato he me iti tad upapadyo pasangarati na bharditi. In these words, Brahma concludes. So I am going to speak some other verses also. Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 7th chapter, text 42. Jesam saisa bhagavan dayet anantah sarvatmana sitapado jadi nirbelikam te dustaramati taranti chadeva mayam naisam mamaham itidhi susrugar bhakkhe. But anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord. But those who are attached to this body, which is meant to be eaten by at the end by dogs and jackals, cannot do so. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says that the unalloyed devotees of the Lord know the glories of the Lord in the sense that they can understand how great the Lord is and how great He is, how great His expansion of diverse energy. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his purport says, Nanu jadi jusmad adayo api tam na vidanti tahi tadanubhavo nirasraya eva bhuditi chet tatraha. That means, if you cannot know the Lord, then realization of Him is without foundation. That is answered in this verse. It is a thinking of a mind in Narad Muni. Vishwanath Chakravarti finds out what Narad Muni thinks. So, in answer to that question, Brahma says this verse. Siddhar Swami says, Jadi na ke api vidandi tari katham mucheran tat kripeva ityaha. Sorry. If no one can say, then how one can be delivered? To answer this question, Brahma says this verse. I am going to say another verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, chapter 7, text 46. Te ve vidanti atitaranti cha deva maya ti sudrahuna savara api pava jiva yadhyadhuta kramaparayana sura shiksha tirjabjana api kimu sudadharana je. So, Prabhupada Maharaj translates this verse in this way. Surrendered souls, even from groups leading sinful lives, such as women, the laborer class, the mountaineers, and the Siberians, or even the birds and beasts, can also know about the science of Godhead and become liberated from the clutches of the illusory energy by surrendering unto the pure devotees of the Lord and by following in their footsteps in devotional service. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says that sometimes there are inquiries as to how one can surrender unto the Supreme Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita 8:66, the Lord asked Arjuna to surrender unto him, and therefore persons unwilling to do so question where God is and to whom they should surrender. The answer to such questions or inquiries is given herein very properly. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in his Darshan Tika says, न केवलम एते महांत एव अपि तु दीनहीना अपि इत्याह तेवै इति. Not only those great persons, but even lower persons have realized his powers. If they learn about the qualities of those devotees who have surrendered to the Supreme Lord, who take great steps, if they learn about the devotees who do not discriminate between high and low, they also know the powers of the Lord, even if they are swans, elephants, parrots, or cranes. Tirijagana. What then to speak of how quickly humans who hear the name and form of the Lord from the mouth of a guru can know the Lord? What to speak of them? Siddha Swami in his purport says, Kim bahuna sat sangena sarve api vidant ityaha. What to enlarge satsangena by the association of devotees, anyone can know it. So I am going to also speak some another verse. Srimad Bhagavatam, 2nd canto, 9th chapter, text 31. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Jnanam param guhyam me jad vigyan samanitam sarasang tadangam cha grahanam gaditam me. The personality of Godhead said, knowledge about me as described in the scriptures is very confidential and it has to be realized in conjunction with devotional service. The necessary paraphernalia for that process is being explained by me. You may take it up carefully. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada Maharaj says, Lord Brahma is the topmost devotee of the Lord within the universe, and therefore the personality of Godhead replied to his 4 principal queries in 4 important verse statements, which are known as the original Bhagavata in 4 verses, Chatushugi Bhagavata. These are Brahma's questions. 1. What are the forms of the Lord, both in matter and in transcendence? 2. How are the different energies of the Lord working? 3. How does the Lord play with his different energies? 4. How may Brahma be instructed to discharge the duty entrusted to him? So, to these questions, Lord will share these 4 verses. So, in purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti says that Vishwanath Chakravarti in his purport says that the same thing also Vishwanath Chakravarti says. Brahma has asked 4 questions, as I have said. Prabhupada Maharaj also said that. So the Bhagavatam, composed of these 4 verses given as answers by the Lord, is famous since it is spoken by the Lord himself. That is expressed in this verse. Not only will I give you knowledge of my form, but also realization as well. Moreover, this form is rarely understood, paramam guhyam, much superior to knowledge of the impersonal Brahman. I will explain what is intimate rahasyam, that is param bhakti, prema bhakti. Rahasyam means prema bhakti. Realize prema bhakti which is accomplished by that knowledge of my form, sa rahasyam, that is sa. Prema is well known as rahasya from statements such as sugopyam api bhakhyami, etc. So, in his purport, Siddhartha Swami says that jnanam shastrotham. Jnana means it is from the Vedic literature. Vijnana means anubhava, realization. Rasa means bhakti. Rasa means bhakti. Sugapyam api bhakhyamiti. Even if it is most confidential, I will tell you. Adi nirdesat tasya angam sadhanam. Sarhasam tadangam angam means sadhanam. How to practice this? So thank you very much for listening to this lecture, and please don't forget to subscribe, share and like our channel and get the blessings of God. Hare Krishna.